Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Kelly Stewart, joined by Dave Koken at Dave Koken on Twitter and Adam Trigger at TopFlightSI of WagerTalk.com. Dave, I'm going to go to you first. This is a fun one, always, called Farmageddon. Kansas State now a 2-point favorite, even though there is a 1 still hanging out over there at circa total 46 on the WagerTalk odds screen in Ames, Iowa. Dave, this Wildcats team has been kind of on a roller coaster, if you will. That loss to Tulane, immediately bounces back, gets a big win in Norman. Pretty much got lucky to cover against Texas Tech last week. But as a Kansas State fan, I can tell you, I always dreaded going to Ames. This game looks like a trap game. In fact, I know it's Marco in Vegas' best bet over on Bet On It. That makes me a little uneasy as a K-State fan as well. But you're the best in the business, so I got to know your opinion here.
Well, Iowa State probably should have beaten Kansas last week, but they can't kick the football, which really killed them in that game. Their special teams were awful against Kansas. Their defense was fine, and particularly fine late in the game. I think Kansas had negative yardage in 4 of their last 5 possessions. So there's nothing at all wrong with the Iowa State defense. There's a lot wrong with their offense, and their special teams aren't very good. I think that might be enough for Kansas State to slip through here, but I will tell you from a handicapping standpoint, I hate laying points against teams with really good rushing defenses when they're home dogs. And Iowa State does fit that category here. They're not giving up any yards on the ground. You're going to have to beat them through the air. Don't know the Wildcats are equipped to do that. It's a shaky call. I'm not going to bet it, but I would have to side. Sorry about this, Kelly. I'd have to side with the Cyclones in this game.
I don't blame you, Dave. I have been on the Cyclones the last 2 weeks. I bet them at home against Baylor, catching a short number, and then I laid a short number with them against Kansas. And they are so frustrating, Adam. Against Baylor, they really beat themselves up in the penalties. And as Dave mentioned, the special teams was horrific in Lawrence last weekend. I don't want to sound biased because obviously everybody knows that I'm a K-State fan, and I agree with Dave in terms of being able to stop the run. But I do think that Adrian Martinez has the ability to air it out here. I could absolutely see this being a hilarious 1-point game. Let's call it 28-27, something to that magnitude that is just ridiculous, where K-State doesn't get the cover but somehow squeaks out the win. Adam, I don't know what to make of this game. I think it's a complete stay away for me, but I need it. I need that K-State win for my over 6.5 wins here to cash that ticket.
Kel, it's funny you say that. So first of all, my only loss last week in Iowa State -3. Watched every possession of the game. And what I have written down right here, Kel, I said, I think this could come to the final possession. Bunch of missed opportunities, similar to Iowa State Kansas. And, whoever makes the final big play or, wins potentially on a game-winning field goal. Those are my notes. So I kind of feel like we see it the same way. Game that neither team really takes the reins in, and it comes down to a final play similar to the way Iowa State Kansas kind of did with your kind of like low scoring final that is really just underwhelming throughout. That's kind of the vibe I've gotten from Iowa State all season. They've been underwhelming, offensively. As Dave said, the defense has been fine. I think Iowa State, though, they have a ton of room for improvement, in my opinion. So they'd be a play-on team for me going forward. But I'd look for, maybe the first time they run into a team that's not very good defensively. And I don't know that that's Kansas State, because Kansas State, I think, is still a quality team enough, a team that I was high on coming into the season. I think they're good enough defensively where Iowa State could still struggle. Of course, Adrian Martinez. I liked Adrian Martinez when he was at Nebraska. I think he's great for Kansas State. Still hasn't thrown an interception this season. He's been a great sort of manager of that offense. And that might be enough when you've got Deuce Vaughn running the ball. So, for me, I want to bet Iowa State here. It's certainly the quote unquote play, Kel. It definitely, I'm looking at the odds board. I see everyone on Kansas State. It's normally a play that I like to make, but the number's a little short. And I just don't know that I'm impressed enough with Iowa State to be getting less than a field goal here. So I lean toward Iowa State, but at this number, I will likely stay out of it.
And when Adrian throws his first interception on Saturday, guess who's going to get that first phone call? Adam Trigger with the announcer jinx. All jokes aside, Adam, real quick before we go, can you tell everybody what you have up in terms of 5% plays over at WagerTalk.com?
Yeah, so I've got 2 for this weekend. I've only had 2 all college football season so far. Both of them have won, so 2-0 there. The third one will go this weekend, and then I have one in the NFL on Sunday. Believe it's like a 7-2 run on 5% football plays, dating back to last year at this point. So they've been really good. I know college football 5-1 on the last 6 5% plays. So those are up, as well as my Major League Baseball package, which is already discounted. And if you use coupon code 50MLB, it takes another $50 off. And I think that's for any capper at WagerTalk. So 50MLB for any, capper, and you get the baseball playoffs at a discount.
Love it. Thank you to Adam and Dave. Make sure you guys head over to the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Jump in the search bar and search all of our other game videos.